side watching the game. Watching the game. All right, now I'm at home. Well, that Thunder versus Cobra Sport matchup was one for the ages. I mean, there was a game that was the true test for the Thunder. I was there on site, and as you can see on the videos that are showing up, they are just the photos that I took when I was at the venue. And man, I'ma just say this: the Thunder are the real deal. The Nairobi City Thunder are on another level. We have not seen a team quite assembled like the Thunder. The Nairobi City Thunder not only just whitewashed every single team in the men's division, but they have made some giant leaps, especially when it came to just pushing up the needle. They don't set the bar, they are the bar. And today they just gave themselves one hell of a test. They matched up against the Cobra Sport team. Cobra Sport is a very storied organization. They made the BAL Season 2, and they're a team that honestly posed a great threat to the Thunder's unbeaten record. I know this is not a regular season game, but the Thunder were just on a mean streak. Following what happened earlier this year with the Thunder matching up against the Phenomenal Phenoms, you could see the Thunder were just outclassed them. I covered that in a previous video I made a couple of months ago. But in this one, the Thunder just went ahead and did some absolute madness and damage towards this team. This game was very respectable. I was expecting Alberto Dero to play phenomenal, and he did. I was expecting for him to go out there and just do his thing. And also Ariel Okal, full credit to him. He came up down the stretch with some very crucial baskets that were needed so that the Thunder could be able to win. He had a very good game, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter. There were a couple of key baskets that he hit, and he was just finding his spots. And one thing I must say, I've seen some slight improvement in his decision-making at the post. Not all the shots that he was getting at the post not all of them were going in, but his footwork, especially when it came to just scoring inside, when the defense from the Cobra Sport team was a bit lackadaisical, he was able to cash in with some crucial baskets down the stretch. And also Garang Ding, this guy was phenomenal. He had some moments in the game that were quite spectacular, and also not to mention Kenyan Airways. Kenyan Airways was just a beast. Air Odero was boarding in this game. Everyone had to board Air Odero because this man was just playing out of his mind, and he did some very spectacular. He had some very spectacular plays. He did some spectacular things. He was dunking the ball. He was beating players at the mid-range. He was just feasting. And the defensive tactics that Brad Ibbs was using, you could see they varied from game to game. This is not the same way the Thunder would play a team like Equity. This is not the same style that they use to play against a team like KPA, and it's not the same style they use against the Equity Dumas. And you could see every single time the Thunder match up against a team, they have to prepare for it differently. And you could see they did not use the same playbook. They switched it up, and they were making sure to have a very good defensive scheme that could make the Cobra Sport team shoot the tough shots. And full credit to the Cobra Sport team. They had their moments, especially at the first, and the game was very, very close. I must say, per possession, it could go either way. There were a couple of turnovers from the Thunder side, which they were able to recover from. We were expecting to see another level and another class from the Nairobi City Thunder, and they showed us. And tomorrow, the Cobra Sport team are going to match up against the Equity Dumas. I'm going to wait and see how that matchup pans out. But the Nairobi City Thunder are just the real deal. I must say, a lot of people have had their opinions on the Nairobi City Thunder. And I must say, if you've been watching this channel for a while now, you'll see the Nairobi City Thunder look at basketball differently. They are very proactive, and they're looking at a situation where they're not going to wait for these matchups to find them. I've seen in years KPA and equity, KPA, not even equity, KPA and Ulinzi, when KPA were just dominating in the league, they used to wait for Rotubal to come to them so that they can be able to play. And they were using the KBF league, which is highly skewed to them at the time, to prepare for those matchups. And that one really backfired entirely because you cannot use the KBF games to gauge your performance in continental basketball, because it will be actually very unfair for them because they won't know what to improve on. But you can see that's the same thing that happened with the Ulinzi Warriors when they went to the Road to Bali in 2021. And you've seen what happened in 2022 with KPA and 2023 with KPA. So looking at the Nairobi City Thunder, they have been more proactive. They are seeking those matchups and they're seeking to put themselves in the deep end. They have whitewashed every single team in Kenyan basketball. There is no single team that can be able to beat the Nairobi City Thunder currently right now, and I don't think they will be in the next few years if they maintain their core roster, which time will tell if they are going to maintain their core roster. But they have been much more proactive, and they are looking and seeking to get matchups that are going to improve the way they play and how they go ahead and play basketball games. So this game was so important because there was a lot riding. People have the tendency of not giving the Thunder credit. I know the Thunder have just beaten every single team, and a lot of people are saying, the Thunder, they have not beaten any team in continental basketball. And I know the Cobra Sport game was a friendly, and the same intensity that was there in this game is the same one that you will even expect in, let's say, when they go ahead and play even in the finals, because this just looks like this performance that the Thunder that have just put up in this game just gives flashes of what type of performance they can produce when they match up against a team outside Kenya, and how they're going to match up in the finals. Because right now, as we speak, I don't think there's going to be any team that is a barrier to the Thunder. I know the playoffs are a different beast because you have to, in the first round, you have to beat a team twice for a sweep, or even can be pushed to a game 3 if they steal a game. In the second round, they have to win in a best-of-5 series. The series can even go up to 5 games or even 3 games if they sweep. And in the finals, a best-of-5. So a lot of things can happen in a best-of-3 or a best-of-5 series. So giving credit to the Thunder, there's a high likelihood that they can even go ahead and win it. They don't have necessarily to go unbeaten in that run, but they have what it takes to go all in and win it all and notch a ticket in the Road to Bal if they keep pushing the needle. I know they have tried Cobra Sport. The next one, hopefully they can be able to get another team. Let's say, for example, the City Oilers are out of the BAL. If they can even get the Dynamo squad. I know Dynamo, they exited BAL in an unceremonious way, but if they can be able to get more of these matchups and do a lot of matchmaking of this nature, there's a high likelihood that the Nairobi City Thunder will have more miles in continental miles in basketball, and can allow them to adjust mentally and also play-wise and tactic-wise to be able to be ready for that moment. Because many of the teams that we have been sending to the Road to Bal and even continental basketball, they are not ready for that type of intensity. And you can see the Cobra Sport team, they play basketball differently. We are not used to seeing a team go out there, shoot the 3 ball. You have athletic players go ahead and score efficiently. Athletic and energetic players that can contest your shot. They're challenging the Thunder on defense. The Thunder, majority of the time when they play KBF games, no team has been able to push the Thunder to the limit. I know there are a couple of people can disagree with this when they cite the Thunder versus Equity matchup that ended 73-70. All I'm just saying is we have seen some loopholes in the Thunder that they need to work on, especially when it comes to just decision making. There are a couple of plays and instances where the Thunder are being crowded out and they are being suffocated on defense, and they were not allowed to operate on offense at some point. and any mistake that they made, a team could be able to capitalize on it. We saw that in a couple of possessions, especially with the Cobra Sport team forcing the Thunder to take some tough shots inside. There were a couple of plays where Ariel Okal, he was supposed to go out there and finish inside, but the way the Cobra Sport team were just crowding him out and not giving him room to operate in certain like possessions, you could see the type of pressure that they gave the front court players, and they were forcing the back court players to at least do something. So you could see there was that thing that got exposed in this game. But the Thunder still were able to withstand that run and give credit to a strong fourth quarter, especially in the final minutes, because there was a situation where it was a clutch game where it was like it was 2 points at some point, it was 4, 5, 6 points, but the Thunder just went for the kill in the fourth, and I loved it a lot, because every single time the Cobra Sport team responded with either a three or a made basket or a layup, you could see the Thunder responding with a three of their own, or just scoring inside, or just getting inside and scoring it. So it was a back and forth affair. No team was dominated like that. We are used to seeing a lot of, when you're watching the Thunder basketball, you're used to seeing like a team getting smacked around. If I mention a team like KPA, they've gotten smacked around multiple times in multiple occasions. But this one, there was a resistance, something that the Thunder have not experienced in a long while. When you dominate teams like the way the Thunder have, there's a high likelihood that you might just stay and play the same way that you've been playing and not make a lot of adjustments. You can make adjustments game by game, but you won't tweak it too much. But you could see even the adjustments that the Thunder made, they are mentally ready for this, because a lot of times in continental matchups, the first few possessions kind of dictate the tempo on how the game is gonna go. If the Cobra Sport team started off, guns blazing and just kept scoring on the Thunder, it will have had a ripple effect in the preceding minutes in the quarters. But given like the way the Thunder had just conditioned themselves mentally, and both also on the court management and also off the court management, it showed you the level where the Thunder are. And now we're going to see how the Cobra Sport team matches up against the Equity Dumas. Right now, the team to beat in Kenyan basketball is Nairobi City Thunder. I don't think there's any team that can be able to hold a candle to the Nairobi City Thunder. I know a lot of people who are citing KPA or Equity or Ulinzi, but you've seen all their matchups we've seen the Thunder beat on every single top 3 team in the league, and also the others you can see they've just been smacking them around all day. But the truth is, I don't think there's any team that can be able to match up with the Thunder right now. That's all I'm saying. This is my opinion, so do drop me your comments in the comment section down below. I was actually there on site watching the game. It was awesome, and the arena was sold out. And one thing I must say is, if the Nyayo Stadium is gonna get sold out, I would actually prefer if they move the game to Kasarani, because that's a bigger venue. It's a bigger. I know people love the Nyayo Stadium because of how central it is, but given the fact that the stadium is just full to capacity and some of the amenities are just overstretched, it becomes even a health hazard, because where even I was, I could even feel the stench of the toilets, where they're coming from, because there are so many people who are using it. There was no AC, so it was actually quite hot in there. So yeah, I mean, if a game of this magnitude is gonna happen, they should get a bigger venue like Kasarani. Should go to Kasarani, because they're sitting. The venues there is huge, and it can accommodate a lot of people. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I know everyone was there, and I was so happy to see game live like that in Nyayo. It's been a while since I've been in Nyayo, so yeah, I mean, I was excited. I was pumped. I fully recommend people just to support the Thunder in this run, because they are going to go ahead and win it all in KBF, and you can hold this on record here, because I'm just gonna say this: they're gonna win the title, and of course they're going to represent us in BL, because I don't think there's any team right now that can be able to match up against the Thunder. and beat them. So that's just my opinion. So do drop me your comments in the comment section down below on what you think about this. And I'm out. Peace out.